How to get shit done and live your best life when working from home. Do you also struggle with productivity? Those times that everybody's working from home? Do you think that working from home is not for you because you got tired of it already? Do you think that you were more productive when working from the office? Well, maybe the answer for that is you might improve your productivity. And that's exactly what we're going to talk today in this video. I'm Juliana Rab and this is my YouTube channel. Oh, yes, this is my YouTube channel, and every week I share a new video related to career, to remote jobs, to LinkedIn. Okay, you wanna go? Go ahead. And today I have two special guests. One is a dog that is playing around, and the other one is Ali Pruitt. And can you introduce yourself?
Yes,
please?
Thank you. Yes, my name is Ali Pruitt, and I am a remote work productivity and lifestyle consultant. So I help people to basically level up in their remote work so that they can enjoy more free time and live their best fully remote lifestyle.
Amazing. We decided to do this video because we both realized that a lot of people are not really enjoying working from home. So because of the pandemic, a lot of people had to start working from home, but that happened in a way that they were not prepared or they didn't know what to expect from this experience. And I keep talking to a lot of people that say, I'm not enjoying this experience. This is not good. I'm dying to go back to the office. So I was wondering, Ali, in your experience, if the problem is working from home or if there is a way we can improve the way we work from home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously during the pandemic, working from home is just a struggle in itself. You know, there are a lot of parents also who have kids that are working at home with them, spouses and things like that. So there's a lot of different layers to that. But I think that once we kind of get past this pandemic, you know, you'll get to experience what I like to call true remote. And true remote is, you know, it's freedom, it's flexibility, right? You know, it's working from the local cafe if you want. If you're still in your neighborhood or the city where your coworkers live, you can still meet up with your coworkers. You can still socialize with them, but you can also travel, right? So
Yes.
we do that. We enjoy
And meet
travel.
in person.
Yes, yeah, it's fantastic. And so the thing is, though, what I really want people to understand, though, is, you know, what true remote really is. You know, it is that freedom, it is that flexibility, and to kind of dream about what you would want your life to look like if you were able to be fully remote without the pandemic. And hold on to that, you know, don't give in to go back to the office just because, you know, you miss your coworkers. Again, when you have the freedom and flexibility, you can still meet up with your coworkers.
Yes.
You can meet up with them in other countries.
Yeah. Yeah, so the first thing is to differentiate working from home in the middle of the pandemic without the option of working from different places and working remotely, because when you work remotely, you have different options. Cafes, co-working, even the office from time to time.
Yeah.
You can travel and work from other places. So this is the main differentiation that I would like to do. And when it comes to work from home, because a lot of people are still in this format, is there a formula? Is there something that everybody can do to be more productive working from home, or it really changes from person to person?
I mean, I think everyone has their own set of unique challenges that they face. And however, whenever I work with clients, the very first thing that I teach every client, which seems to be needed across the board, is a daily wrap up. And so a lot of people think that the end of day wrap up for work is really, okay, what do I need to do tomorrow? Just kind of getting yourself ready, creating that to-do list for tomorrow. But there's so much more to it. Most people are not feeling accomplished at the end of the day. They're not feeling good. They're not feeling like they made a lot of progress. So that really has a
It's
huge
a bad
effect.
feeling.
Yeah,
Right? They feel
yeah.
down at the end of the working day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not motivated when you feel negative, you feel down, you feel, you know, your energy is low. So to keep yourself motivated, one of the techniques that I teach clients is the end of day wrap up. It's what did you accomplish today? And if you really reflect on what you did and not just look at your to-do list and say, well, I only checked off 2 things
Yes.
and then feel bad about it, but really think about, what did I do today? Oh, I took that phone call, and because of that phone call, there was that additional task that I needed to do. You know, and kind of think on what it was that you did, and you'll realize that you actually did a lot more.
Yes.
And you'll feel better about it.
Yeah, it's kind of acknowledging every step in the process. Yeah. And what about the morning routines? A lot of people talk about it, or you must have a morning routine, or you need to separate 1 hour, half an hour. You need to do this and that. Is this a must? Or some people can skip that and still be productive working from home? How do you see that?
Now that's a great question. You know, I'm a big fan of saying everyone has their own journey that they're on, right? And regardless of that though, I do encourage and I do say, yes, a good morning routine is going to set the tone for your day. You know, if you're kind of waking up in your PJs, rolling over, grabbing your laptop and working.
That's a risk, right? When you're at home,
Yeah.
you don't change clothes, you don't have a proper breakfast, you don't do breaks, you're working non-stop, but then at some point it will affect your productivity.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I see that as being in reactive mode first thing in the morning. You immediately react, you just pick up your laptop and you react.
No, that's bad. We have all done that. I have done that, but I know it's not the ideal way. Yeah.
Like I said, it sets the tone for your day. The
Yeah.
rest of your day is reactive. You're constantly reactive. You have no ownership of your day. And then by the end of the day, you feel like, well, what did I do? What did I accomplish? I was on my laptop all day though.
Yes. And what about disconnecting from work? Because when you go to an office, that's easy, right? You start working at 8, so you wake up, 6, 6:30, you have breakfast, you get dressed, you go to the office, you take public transportation, you walk, and then at 6, 7, you leave the office. So there is this physical separation from work. But when we work from home, it's everything like mixed, so it's harder to do that. Any tips on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the commute actually allows us to compartmentalize our life, our work persona and then our life. But the reality is we're one person and, I'm not two, I'm one here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm one person and I believe that when you're working remotely, you're working from home, you're working from anywhere, you start to recognize that the struggles that you're having at work, you're actually having those same struggles in your personal life as well. You just no longer have the commute to separate them, to see them as separate, right? So I think it's a really great opportunity to start to kind of recognize, okay, this is a struggle. I'm struggling with boundaries at work. I'm struggling with boundaries in my personal life. There's something that I can dig into.
Nice.
And as far as unplugging, to help kind of compartmentalize still and separate and unplug from work, that end of day wrap up that I teach my clients is the very first thing that I teach them because it really is so important. The end of day wrap up, to unplug, to get all the work stuff out of your head, with the what did I accomplish, what were the wins for the day, what do I need to work on tomorrow. And so some clients journal that, sometimes they keep track different ways, and they get it out of their head, and then they shut their laptop and they walk away and they enjoy the rest of their day.
Okay. So you recommend like writing down, remove from the head and put it on a paper or a document?
Absolutely. And that doesn't mean that you're just not going to think about work at all after that.
It's not like magic, but
right.
It's a process, right? It's also train your brain to, okay, I'm done here. I'm going to take care of that tomorrow because work will never be over. Right?
Exactly.
There is always something you can keep doing.
But if you have that notepad or something, if you do think of something, instead of going and doing it, going and opening your laptop, go to the notepad or wherever you keep it and jot it down. Again, get it out of your head and on paper or somewhere and know that tomorrow you're going to work on that, or tomorrow you're going to plan a time in the week to work on it.
There is one thing called time blocking that I'm familiar with. I do that already. Do you suggest that to your clients, or do you suggest something that is more effective? And maybe you can explain what is a time blocking for people who doesn't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So time blocking, I definitely believe in time blocking. I have also learned of time boxing as well, which not a lot of people know about.
I don't know what is that.
Okay, so I will explain.
Tell me that.
So time boxing and time blocking. So time blocking, most of us know about that. We block dedicated time out, typically when our energy levels are high, we could do some deep dive work, things like that, or time blocking, this is when I want to work with clients or certain projects. Time boxing is very similar in that, except the intention is this is a set task and a certain amount of time that I'm giving myself for this task, and that's it. So it almost kind of puts a little bit of pressure on you, and at the end of that task, that's it. The task is done. You're done with it. Now, if you maybe you didn't really give yourself enough time. You weren't very realistic with the amount of
When you
time.
estimated the time, right? I thought it was
Right.
going to take 2 hours, but 2 hours passed. I'm not done yet.
Right. Yeah.
So what you do?
So at that point, then you really evaluate, like, is this what I've done? Is it good enough? Or do I need to reschedule and work on this another time?
Mm-hmm.
But it does kind of, is the intention though, is to really be done with the task at the end of it. It's not like just, okay, 2 hours of, client time, like time blocking is. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Does it help to estimate the time that each task is going to take so I can optimize my whole agenda and also be more productive? Because if I know that I have 2 hours to do that, then I won't be checking my phone, I won't be eating a snack, I won't be calling my friend. I just focus on it because I know there will be space for other things later.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things that I teach my clients is blueprinting your calendar. So time blocking and time boxing is a part of that, but also estimating the time for certain tasks. So going ahead and putting those out on your calendar, mapping that out. So if you have a task that you need to work on tomorrow that you believe is going to take 30 minutes, go ahead and block that time out. And so what you'll find is when you start to actually block out your day, breaks in there as well, we include breaks.
Block breaks
Yes,
too.
block
Yes.
breaks. You'll realize that you only have time to do a couple tasks each day.
Yeah, because that's another frustration that people have. As you mentioned before, the long to-do list, you have 10, 20 things there, and then you do only 2 or 3, and you feel that you have accomplished nothing. So if we are more realistic about what do I need to do, which are my priorities, then I can at least celebrate
Yes.
that I did them, and I know that the most important things are covered.
Absolutely. Yeah, and when you realize that you only have enough time to do a couple tasks in a day, when you set your goals and then you blueprint actionable tasks to reach those goals and you map them out on your calendar, all things that I do when I work with my clients, teach them how to do, you'll become much more laser focused on how you want to spend your day.
Sharp.
Yes. Yeah.
So Ali, for people who are working from home right now, but they are not really enjoying the experience and they keep thinking that the only option to enjoy their work again is go back to the office, which is your message for them?
Well, I would say, one, you're not alone in this. There are so many people right now that are struggling, even whether they want to go back to the office or not. I mean, I know even people who don't want to go back to the office are still struggling.
True.
Yeah, so don't feel bad about this. Don't feel bad that you're not getting it, or you still have the struggles. The work-life balance is difficult. You're not unplugging those. You're not being present with your family, your loved ones, things like that, because it is very common. The reality is you're used to working in the office. You've been taught how to work in the office. You've not been taught how to work from home.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a certain set of skills that need to be taught, that need to be learned. And the great thing, though, is there are so many people that have been working remote for many years, that have been doing this, and that do know the skills, do have the resources, the knowledge, the wisdom. So what I would say, I would encourage you to reach out. I mean, obviously there are lots of articles and blogs and things as well, but that doesn't always help. We get the step-by-step instructions.
But it's difficult to implement that, right?
Yes.
I read 10 articles, but I still feel that I'm not productive working from home. So there's
Yeah.
no transformation.
Right. Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when, coaching, accountability, support, things like that really come into play and are really helpful, and really just kind of help you to level up in your remote work.
Yeah, exactly. It is a process. We have been working remotely for years, and it was not something that we got good at from one day to the other. So I agree with you. It's normal to feel struggle working from home, especially with the pandemic situation, especially because most of the companies didn't do a proper transition. They just send you back home and said, okay, now you're going to work from home. There was no preparation. Even the leaders were not ready for that. So it's okay to feel like that, but you don't need to remain like that. There are ways to improve, to level up, and to enjoy again working from home or from wherever you are. So if you have to work from home, or if you want to keep working from home and you want to be more productive, I hope those tips and information helped you in the process. Thank you very much, Ali, for sharing all of that.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Lola, for being around, and thanks to you for watching the video. And if you like this content, please go ahead and follow my YouTube channel. Every week I share a new video related to career, and I also help people to land remote jobs in 90 days. Thank you.